Going live right now. It's signing up right now. YouTube is a little so. All right, so keep in mind YouTube's a little delay. So YouTube's a little delay. So just keep that in mind. I'm waiting for people.
Yeah, no worries.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's Kevtech here, bring you a video on information technology. Hope you guys are having a good day. Happy Saturday. And today I'm here with Edison, who does desktop support for a hospital. Let's just wait for people to join and then I'll introduce him, okay?
You got it.
How's your day going?
Good. Not too bad. Just, put out a couple of fires here and there.
That's good, man. We'll talk about that in 2 seconds. Let me just wait for more people to join. I want to ask you, I have a lot of questions I want to ask you because it's super rare that I have someone that does IT or desktop support for a hospital. It's not the same thing as what I do because I work in a hedge fund. So I'm intrigued as to what you do because I think there's an app called like Epic or something like that.
Yeah.
So I know I want to ask you questions about different things. So many things I want to ask you. So let's just wait for everyone to join and then I'll ask you some of these questions. I know there's Epic. There's all these hospital applications that are in-house that you probably manage, or if not, you cannot manage it. And you have to hand it to another vendor or another IT support team that's able to handle these applications. So that's why I'm very intrigued as to having this interview. I'm excited actually because I'm interviewing someone that does something different, not what I do, and it's something different because every single company you work for, every company you work at, they all have these in-house apps. They have these in-house applications, and you have to figure out how to fix it. And you have no wiki for it outside of work in Google. You have to actually use your wiki from inside the office in order to fix that problem. So
yes, definitely.
Yeah, for me, let's wait for more people to join. Got 15 people right now. Let's wait.
And I'm honored to be on your show.
Oh no, I'm honored. I'm honored for you to be on YouTube with me. It's great. I greatly appreciate it. I always tell people like even this one, like this interview we're having today, even the one I had last week, I tell people like I appreciate the time you take to do an interview with me because I know you have your own things you have to do. You have family, you have friends, you have your job, you have all these things you have to do you have all this time you have for yourself, and you're actually taking the time to actually do an interview with me and actually be on video.
Yeah,
that takes a lot of time and energy, and also that actually is very. I appreciate that because a lot of people will not do that, if that makes sense. So.
I got you, but I just want to give back because I think you've given a lot by the content you provide on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can add to that content, I'm more than happy to.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right, so we'll get started. I got a couple people here. Yeah. We'll get started. All right, we're doing well. Thank you. Someone's asking how we're doing today. We're doing well. Someone said William said I passed my CompTIA A+. He felt like a little heart. He says I passed my CompTIA.
Good. Congratulations.
Good nice job.
I know
William.
how that feels.
Nice job, William.
I think it took me 2 or 3 times to pass it. I think something like that.
All right, so let's get started. So I'm gonna do that interview question, like how you go in a job interview. Tell me about yourself and tell me how you got started in IT.
Well, I went to Westchester Community College to study business, and then I took some computer courses or computer information courses there, and I did very well. I got A's in pretty much all those classes. So when I got to Baruch College, I already knew what major I wanted to select. So I went with computer information systems. But unfortunately, you really don't focus on one subject, and that could be a negative when you get to the marketplace. So I had to go back to community college to get some core IT classes on how to work with computers because I really never opened up a computer. So I had to do that. I just had to get hands-on, take apart my old Dell computer and put it back together. I think I took the CPU out and put it back, and I was like, all right, if everything works, then I could be a tech. I could work in IT. And I did. Everything, lit up and boot up. I think it was XP, the operating system I was running.
Oh, wow.
So I want to be able to provide insight into how to get to IT because it was hard for me. I didn't know where to start, how to start.
I was gonna ask you a question about that because I usually when I interview someone, I'm letting you know right now, I do my homework. I do my due diligence. So I usually search stuff about somebody when I interview them. So how did you get a job from from working something else into working the Geek Squad, getting a job in Geek Squad?
Yeah.
How'd you get that job? That's what I want to know. Because I know people that. So I want to know, how'd you get from Geek Squad to actually getting an actual job in IT? Because I know a lot of people that have that background. By the way, I'm just
Yeah.
curious. If you don't mind.
I just had I joined Geek Squad because I want to get like hands-on experience, and it's fairly easy job to get, even without the CompTIA. I think if you know just a little enough, or you watch probably some of Kev's videos, you'll be able to do good in the interviews with them. It's very entry level position for anybody, and I would recommend it if it's a position available and you're starting off. Maybe you're like 18, 19. Go for it, because it's going to be a good experience. They provide a lot of training material, and they show you how to do things properly, how to interact with customers. But how I transitioned over is really about finances. You just don't make enough there, obviously. And, as you get older, you got more expenses. So I just took that. I just started searching for jobs, after doing about a year at Geek Squad. And that's one thing everyone should know, is that you have to move around. It's like, don't wait for opportunities at your current position. They're not going to happen. You have to just, maybe if you have to, maybe move or relocate somewhere where the opportunity is available. So I started searching, I think on Craigslist, or I forget now, but there was a help desk desktop position available with Mavis Tires in New York, in Tarrytown, or Millwood, New York, where I wanted to get an experience. How does IT work in a corporate environment? It's completely different than, just working on a computer, replacing a hard drive, because you got more components going on there. You got to deal with voice over IP phones, and like you said, in-house applications that only that company deals with. And I'm probably sure they're probably still using the same software, because they got their own in-house programmers. And I just talked to one of my old colleagues, and he said, "Yep, they're all still there, but some of the desktop support people are moved on." So if you're a programmer, you probably got a good job for a while.
I was gonna ask you, like, what made you get started in IT? Because I know you went to the Geek Squad. Why did you went to the Geek Squad, or why did you even get a job in IT? Like, what prompted you to get into IT? Because everyone has their own story. So why did you go to college, and you wanted to do IT? Like, what's your motive?
I think I can relate to computers very well. It clicks in my head. I mean, I've grown up with computers my whole life. My brother, he got an IBM. He brought it. It was like a magical machine. Like, oh, you can't really mess with it. Don't really do too much with it. But I played video games on it. So I was able to get my hands on using computers at an early age. And then once I got to college and started taking those courses, it clicked with me. I'm like, if I could, wow, this is very intriguing, like, like how things work in a computer. And since I was doing so well in those courses, I just decided to keep going with it. And now another interest I have is networking. So I want to try to get into networking, because it has to intrigue you. You have to find it interesting to keep pursuing it. And I tell anybody, don't get stuck in the position you're at. I'm a little bit at fault at that, because I'm still at the same position I am. I was expecting to get promoted, but that's just a big mistake that I made. And I had to kind of make it because of financial reasons. I just want to knock off some debt I have. So I just stayed at the position I am. But to progress in IT, you have to, once you get in that job you're currently at, you should be looking at how to move out of that job. So don't settle, because there's a lot of money to be made in IT.
I like that. I like that. I like what you said. Don't settle, because that's true. That's in IT. You either you either the company either they pay for everything and they promote you within and they give you a raise, or you promote yourself and give yourself a raise and then you go to another job. That's the
Yeah.
only way you get more. That's the only way you build your career path. You cannot. There's no other way around that. I tell
Mm-hmm.
people that when I go and I do my mentorships, I mentor people. I tell people you either stay in the job and they take care of you, or they don't and you give yourself a raise and you have to go somewhere else. That's just the
Yeah.
way IT works. So
Yeah.
I totally agree with you on that. And I was going to ask you a question actually. It was one of my questions was how did you so what things did you do to get out of Best Buy or get out of, I guess, Geek Squad? Like
Yeah.
what did you do to get out of that? Like
Sure.
people ask, I know you just say you transitioned to that to
Yeah.
obviously another job, but did you get like an A plus? Like what did you do? Did you change your resume? Like what
Yeah.
happened?
So I started off in Geek Squad as like a customer service, the person who interacts with the client to see what's wrong with the computer, and also to upsell them a product. You have to sell that customer the service. If not, you're not making the company money. So um, I wanted to keep learning, and it's hard. People won't teach you. Even the people there, they're very job worried about their position, that they're not going to teach you have to go out and do it yourself. You're going to find it's rare that you go to a job and someone shows you, oh, this is how it works. I thought it was going to be like that in every job. As I progressed, it's not that at all. You have to take that initiative. It's unfortunate, that there's not enough people like Kevin out there that are willing to show you how to progress or how to be successful in IT, and learn from me, learn from my experience. Don't expect no one to teach you. So once I was there 6 months, I decided to go for the CompTIA A plus certification, because that's one of the requirements to become a repair agent for Geek Squad. So they have two positions, the front desk and then the back office or the back repair station. And it's, they make it, the people that work there probably make it harder than what you think it is, but you'll learn on the job. It's nothing no one can't do. A lot of the issues that I saw were hard drives. So if you can replace a hard drive and install an operating system, bang, you got 75% of the job. And then they run a tool that does all the removing of the malware, supposedly. Who God knows, if that's true or not. So you're probably better off, installing a brand new operating system, backing up their data first, obviously, and then, getting them a fresh operating system. Be like, be careful where you go, download, and what sites you go on to watch free content, like whatever soccer games, or if not. That's what really happens that's how you get the viruses, by trying to watch free movies.
That's funny, man. Yeah, it's true. You download some random stuff and then yeah, let me just click, and then you got a virus on the computer.
Yeah,
Um,
you install it yourself.
yeah, pretty much. It's you doing it, not
Yeah,
antivirus going to do so much. If you
yeah,
agree to it, and then you're actually doing it yourself. So it's
yep,
just.
exactly.
But I was gonna ask you. So you got the A plus, right? And then you
Yeah.
you started applying for jobs. Did you get um I guess did you get rejected a lot when you try to get the next job, because like people just get the A plus and assume they're gonna get a job right away. It doesn't work that way sometimes. You have to fix your resume and all that other stuff. So
Yeah.
how that happened? What happened with you when you tried doing it?
Well, the good thing with Geek Squad is that, or Best Buy, they you can search on their website, or probably their intranet, what positions are available around you. And then I was in that moment. I think things happen for a reason. So um, I found that position available in New Jersey, and I was so eager to keep growing my career as fast as possible, because I felt like I was a little bit behind, especially since I already had a bachelor's degree in computer information systems. I was like, I should be, ahead right now. I was making more in my previous job than I'm making at Geek Squad. So I was um, ambitious or driven to keep progressing. So I did, one of their requirements for the repair agent was the CompTIA certification. So I knocked that out. And then once the manager saw that, oh yeah, you have a certification in CompTIA, yeah, you can do this job. So he gave me the opportunity, even though I didn't do that position in my previous job.
Then what was your job after I guess after Geek Squad? What you do? You did help desk.
Yeah, help desk / desktop support for Mavis Tires.
Got it. How'd that go? Like what were you? I guess what technologies were you touching? Were you touching everything, or were you just touching like small things? Because some help desk is like
Yeah,
the title is help desk, but then you're not
yeah,
actually doing anything. So
right. During that time, Mavis Tires was taken on, or they bought out a company in New Jersey called STP or something like that. So they bought another tire company, so they doubled in size. So all of a sudden, I think their application was crashing. Um, so we had hundreds of calls of people complaining, "Oh, it's slowing down, it's crashing. What do what's going on?" And stuff like that. Other situations too is if their internet goes down, you have to call the service provider, find out what's going on, why is it down, because some of these areas are remote, so they're not on, they're running on very slow speeds, so you have to troubleshoot those issues. And one thing I remember is help desk also helps you like build a special skill of how to help somebody without you being there, because sometimes their internet can be down, so you have to picture stuff and visualize how things work. So if you have a good idea of, probably if your home network, if you understand your home network, then you'll be able to troubleshoot their issues and walk them through how to reboot their router.
were you touching Active Directory at all in this job, or you weren't?
I don't think I was. I don't recall. I don't think I was. I was doing more dealing with helping them with their in-house application, which was like running on DOS. So, you're right. You can't Google that stuff. We had I guess what is it?
Like a wiki or something, right?
Yeah, we have.
Like an in-house wiki that it would tell you how to troubleshoot the application.
Yeah, we started building that up. Some of that stuff, you just got to learn as the job went on, because some of those issues were repetitive. So you're right that the help desk, at least as long as you start, get yourself into a position where you can start learning other stuff. Because I learned how to network printers there. That's one good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, learn how to program voice over IP phones. The good thing was that we also helped the office staff. So half the job was, or maybe 75% of the job was taking calls, and then the other 25% was helping the staff at the office with whatever issues they had. So I worked. That was the first time I did work with thin clients. So it got me exposure to different technologies.
Got it. And what was your I guess you're because you told me that you're really motivated to actually do more stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
what was your motivation to, I guess, work for the hospital then? Because I see you jumped from there to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yes. And are you doing more now in this place versus the other place? Because the other place you're limited to what you were doing.
Yeah. I feel like here I'm more of an IT specialist, even though we do have a lot of support from our system engineers or system admins. Things have slowed down. We're not doing any projects right now because of coronavirus. So that's a good thing. But it allows me to study while it's not busy.
Are you guys are you tier 2 or are you tier 1? Because I know some hospitals they have help desk.
Yeah.
And then the help desk can't do it. They move into desktop support, which is tier 2. Is that how you're set up in your environment?
Exactly. We had a call center where everyone would go, but now everyone's working remote.
Mm-hmm.
They have us work remote 1 day a week. I think during the height of it all, they had us 1 week a month. But right now they're just giving us 1 week a month, which isn't too bad. I just have to be online, make sure if I could help anyhow, or like if I can troubleshoot any tickets to pick them up. But it's hard because the help desk already filtering these tickets, you know. So most of these tickets are going to require you to go and unplug something or plug something back in, which I like because I like, you know, helping people. So I knew I was in the right industry because it's rewarding to do my job. But I can't settle just doing that. I have to progress. It's natural for you to want more, I think.
Got it. Yeah. So the thing is that I from my experience, I have people that work in hospitals. So how do you guys troubleshoot that application I mentioned earlier, Epic, like that application?
Yeah.
Do you guys have a wiki for that, or how do you learn that?
Gotcha. You have to get certified in that, and we do have a hotline for that, or special. You call the help desk number, and they give you two options, either for like hardware, software issues, or Epic, just strictly Epic. And you have to get certified if you want to do that type of work because you're dealing with patient information, which is HIPAA protected.
And how's a typical day for you at work? Like, is it really stressed out? Is it really fast paced? Are people some people are angry, some people are upset. So you're working in a hospital, so hospitals it's really stressful when it comes to dealing with people, because some people are like very like, oh, I need this right now, and some people are okay, all right, this is okay, you know.
So the good thing is I work in a small hospital, so I get to go to all the departments. We're part of a bigger organization where our main hospital it's like 1,000 beds, and we're like maybe 150 beds here. So it's not as stressful or as busy as the main hospital, right? So it does get stressful on occasions, not too much, but especially when I have to cover the operating room and the doctor has somebody open, and they calling you, they want you right away, and you have to resolve the issue as soon as possible. If not, they'll get irritated.
Got it.
So that I guess has to be the most stressful part of my job, is when I have to cover the operating room and something goes wrong while they're doing an operation. It's becoming rare because as we replace more hardware. So now it's more of user error, and even though it may not be your fault, they still expect the same level of service, really. But if you get good at what you're doing, it becomes easy. You just have to keep calm, cool, and collective. Don't I guess
don't take it personal, right? Some people don't take it personal.
That's true. And I by watching a couple of your videos, you'll be a better technician too. Like I never really started asking people anything, can I help you with anything else? But after watching your videos, I started picking up that good habit, and that kind of adds to the customer service you're providing the clients.
Yeah, I tend to do that. You know why I do that? I tend to do, can I help you with anything else? Is there anything else I can help you with? The reason why I do that is because I don't want them calling me back when they have 5 more issues that they never really mentioned.
Yeah.
That's why I do that, because then I'm gonna get a call back saying, oh, I forgot to tell you I have this issue, I have that issue, I have this issue, and then they don't tell you anything, and then you have to go and do like 5 more issues for them and fix 5 more issues for them.
I see.
That's why I like to do that.
Oh, I got you.
Knock it out all in one shot, so I don't have to deal with them. Sure. I don't have to deal with any of their other issues later on that they're having in their job. So that's why I do that. Do that with everyone.
That's a good habit.
Yeah, you're supposed to do that, because then you're gonna get a call back from them. You're gonna get a call back from them. That's just the reality of IT. You're gonna get a call back if you don't fix it. We try to avoid putting tape on everything. Yeah. Don't put tape on issues. You have to resolve it. That's why I do with people. So
when I got to my job at the hospital, I kind of saw that happen.
Yeah, like you can't do that.
People just rebooting it and not figuring out why they have to keep rebooting the computer, and so take it upon yourself. Don't wait for anyone to help you or resolve the issue. Really, that's one thing I learned. Google everything. Google is out there to help you with most of these issues that you're going to deal with in IT. You don't have to be an expert, you'll get good at it like anything else if you just keep doing it.
How was your interview process for I guess for this job that you're currently in? Was it really difficult? Were they asking you technical questions? Was it non-technical? Were they asking you about tell me about yourself, like just regular personality questions? Like how did
Yeah,
that go about? I mean, you don't have to tell me the whole thing, obviously,
sure.
but what was like some of the questions you were being asked in an interview in a hospital environment? The reason why I'm asking that is because someone's asking in chat.
Yeah,
If someone's gonna work for a hospital in
yeah,
chat, they're gonna get interview on it, so that's why they're asking a
gotcha.
question about it.
No, they're not gonna ask you any they're gonna ask you the same questions that they would ask you, I think, at a hedge fund or any other place. Really, it's not any different than any other organization or business. Really, it's all. I noticed that they always ask the same type of questions in every company.
Can you give me like an example?
Yeah. What if the internet doesn't work? What if the computer loses internet?
Okay, that's not that bad.
Yeah. And I think one of the questions my manager asked me, what happens if the keyboard was stuck or one of the keys was stuck, something like that, to that effect. Some silly stuff that But I think one thing they want to hear is what steps do you take to resolve the issue instead of the answer.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So they want to hear your troubleshooting process
Yes.
as far as resolving the issue is concerned.
Yeah. Don't take it. Don't be like, because you don't know what what they want to hear really. For me, it's always stressful to do these interviews.
Yeah.
No matter.
Ask you some weird questions.
Yeah, it takes a toll on me every time I have to do it, especially now that I was looking at switching positions.
Mm-hmm.
It's you just have to, and some of these questions you have to remember too. Like, if they ask you there's no internet connection, they want to hear that you're going to command line and typing IP config.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Like, don't forget to mention that when they ask you that type of question. Usually you'll say, check the bottom right hand corner, see if they have a triangle at the bottom right hand corner. But they want to get more technical, they want you to go, oh yeah, I know IP config all. You can tell them I'm still learning how to better interview. I would say go more in depth. Be like, type IP config. What does it show you? It shows you the IP address, the DNS, and so try to keep developing on that answer. Don't maybe you know better, but that's how I think you should answer those questions.
And what is okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So what is your, I guess you said, I know we spoke earlier. So
yeah.
You say you want to do CCNA, right?
Yeah.
And what is I guess what certifications do you have right now?
CompTIA A+ and Network Plus.
And what have you been doing to prepare for CCNA?
Watching videos on the course.
Okay.
I've also done like a virtual simulation. But I enrolled into a network engineering academy online.
Got it. And then are you doing Cisco Packet Tracer or?
I've run that in a virtual environment. I even took networking courses at my community college, but I never finished it. So now I'm just now that I'm focused on it, I'm just gonna go all in and study the next 3-4 months to just get it out of the way. Because if I don't do that, I'll never get it done.
What's your typical study strategy? Like, how'd you get the A+ and the other certification? How do you study? What's your typical study?
I think right.
What works for you, basically? What works for you?
Videos.
You're a video guy like me? I watch videos.
I'm a video guy. Reading kills me. It kills me.
Got it.
So, and also you have to be, if you can apply what you're learning, it's even better. Like, so a good thing about networking is you can go into a virtual environment and run those commands on a virtual terminal. So the more you do that, probably the better you'll get.
Got it. Got it. Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, I'm saying because some people are good with reading books. Some people they have to physically do it in order to understand it, and
Yeah.
then some people are not good with understanding. They just don't get it. So you have to like break it down a little further for them to
Hmm.
understand it. So that's why I was asking, like, what is your actual training process? Because everyone learns differently. So.
And finding the right tutor or finding like the right person, because
Mhm.
I think I do better when someone is energetic about the subject, like you, for
Yeah. Yeah.
example. If you're not, then I'm not gonna, doesn't hit home to me really.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone was asking a question. Did you ever feel like you got burned out in desktop support?
Um.
Or
Yeah. It's rare that it happens, but it happens when
mhm.
something with an update goes wrong and the computer and all the computers in the hospital, um, you know, may may not boot up for whatever reason during an
Mhm.
update. It hasn't happened in a while, but when it did happen, or maybe once or twice a year, you either had to upgrade computers or re-image them, and that means you're gonna be busy the whole day.
Have you ever had a time? This is a random question. Have you ever had a time where you just did not want to look at a computer because of a bad day at work?
Um, no, no, not too often.
You know what I'm
Um,
talking about? Like you just had a really rough day, and you're like, man, I
yeah.
don't want to see a computer at all today. I just want to do something else. Has that ever happened to you?
Um, no, not too much, not too often,
No,
not too
no.
often.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, that does happen to some people. That's what I'm asking because some people do that. Some people like they do not want to see a they don't want to see a computer after working a really stressful day. And how do you cope with having a stressful? Do you play video
yeah,
games? What do you do? Like usually, like if you're having a bad day, like
yeah,
what do you do? What's your
yeah,
what's the Edison remedy?
yeah,
If I say that, like Edison remedy, what's
yeah,
your remedy for
yeah.
stress? Hmm.
I think working out helps out a lot.
Working out. What else do you do? What's usually do
Yeah,
you play
yeah,
video games or
yeah. I do play video games. I'm not a big gamer, but I play FIFA, and
I love FIFA. Okay.
yeah,
Yes. What you play PlayStation or Xbox?
I'm a PlayStation guy.
Like I'm gonna have to add you then. Oh, I'll add you after this.
All
Okay.
right, cool.
Yeah. So okay. And what? Anything
And
else or
Total War. I'm a big
Total War?
Total War fan because I like the history. I like history. I minored in history, so I
Got it.
like learning about Roman history or during the Roman Empire time. So I think also don't get used to drinking because drinking won't help if you're stressed.
Hmm.
That's gonna just make you more stressed probably. And I
Yeah.
think that's one thing I was doing during COVID
Hmm.
because it was just you didn't know what to do and everyone was doing it.
Hmm.
You're gonna gain weight. You're probably gonna make you miserable at the end of the day or like in the long term.
I was gonna ask you another question. Going back to
Yeah.
the hospital. Did you have like a giant migration? Because I know the hospital's a little some hospitals a little outdated with
Yeah.
technology. They
Yeah.
they they will have Windows 7.
Yeah.
So have you had to do like a project of home Windows 7 migration, flip the whole building over and put everyone on Windows 10?
Yeah.
Is that like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
project you had to do? I'm just wondering
Yeah.
because I know
Yeah.
some companies have that
No,
issue.
right. They
Yeah.
gave us they gave everybody a list of computers to do. Some were easy, some weren't so easy because some of the software uh, maybe not 100% compatible with Windows 10 at the time. And some of the software, depending on the location, um, no one knew how to install. So I think you pointed out one time to contact the vendor.
Yes.
The
Yes.
vendor will help you out, and then you'll
Hmm.
become more knowledgeable
Hmm.
on that specific software. But always remember to write down or have them send you the instructions. And if you have to edit them, edit them. And then I would share that with my team and then upload it to a file share
Hmm.
so that anytime that happens to you again, you'll know where to go and it'll be easier for you next time instead of having to figure it all out again. So that's one key thing is like if you figure something out, make sure to write it down so you don't have to figure it out again and make your job that much easier.
No, I agree with you. That totally makes sense. So, were you guys using like SSEM, Ivanti? Were you using a Microsoft deployment tool, MDT? Are you using any of these applications, or you were just manually updating them?
No, we do have SECM now, but we were
Hmm.
manually updating them.
Oh my goodness. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah.
All right, just wondering, yeah, because a lot of it has to do with that. And someone was asking, me a question actually. What's one strategy you do to deal with tough customers?
Um, just reassure them the problem will get solved, and they'll be cool about it. Really, be
Mm-hmm.
like, if I can't figure it out, let me contact the vendor. Let me contact my team, my manager. You tell them your manager, they're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. I do the same thing. I do the same thing. So usually I throw and my manager tells me, even my manager, like if you have a good team, if you have a good
Yeah,
company you work in, the
yeah.
manager will say, you could throw me in the mix. I don't care.
Okay,
Throw me in the mix. And the manager's gonna be like, okay, if someone's having an issue with you, let me know and I'll handle it. The manager will say something like that. Or say, just
gotcha.
throw me in the conversation and say, oh, I will escalate it to my manager, or
Yeah,
I'll get someone else who can help you out with this. Maybe I'm not the right person to fix this for you. So I'll go ahead and escalate this to someone else and have them fix it for you. So that way you de-escalate the situation
yeah,
instead of actually having a fist fight with someone. We're not going to do that, you know.
yeah.
So that's how you deal with customers like that. So I'm answering someone's question. So typically you throw
Yep.
your manager in the mix, but
Mm-hmm.
you want to ask your manager first if you could do that, because you don't want some random customer calling your manager. Your manager's like, why is this person calling me? You know,
I gotcha.
you gotta let them know. But usually, yeah, usually a manager will get involved. So,
Yeah, you
uh,
ask your manager and he'll help you out. Usually they're more knowledgeable.
yep. So I was gonna ask you another question. So
Mm-hmm.
what's your goal? So I see you're getting CCNA. You want to be a network admin. Is that like your end goal, or is that like you have any goals or any ambitions or something that you want to do in the next couple of years? Is the network admin like your next couple of years goal kind of thing, or you want to stay there, or what's the plan? What's your game plan?
My game plan is to make the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. I don't know how to, I have to say it, because that's gonna make me successful, because I have bigger goals. I want to get into real estate development. I want to buy my own house and not have to worry about working my whole life. So I want to
Yeah,
retire early, like most people, but I want to make it a reality though, and
you
not
got.
just talk about it.
I'll give you some real estate advice after this is done, and then we'll talk.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you. We'll talk. Give you
Yeah.
some real estate advice after this, because I do real estate stuff. So
Nice, nice, nice.
yep. So anyway, so someone said, how do you deal with tickets in the office? What's the principle of opening and closing a ticket? So what's your escalation process for tickets? Like,
Mm-hmm.
does it, how before I even get to you, because I know you do desktop support. How does it work for Helpdesk? Like, what's the how does it go into your ticket or queue before it gets into Helpdesk? Like, what do they do? Like, how bad does it have to be for it to go to you? Does that make
Has
sense?
to be an issue that they can't resolve. It also depends on the help desk person, maybe how knowledgeable they are.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that it requires me to go there, especially if something's got knocked off the network. They can't do nothing because if it lost a trust relationship with the domain.
Mm-hmm.
We were having that issue with a lot of computers in the hospital. I think because people were adding computers to the domain without deleting it from the OU.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so when they would join a new computer that was already on the Active Directory, they wouldn't delete it from Active Directory, and they would just join it again. You could do that. And one of the ways was like to not include .org on their domain name, and it will let you
Mm-hmm.
rejoin it. And I think that was causing issues with the trust relationship with the computers. So if the help desk can't remote into it, then most likely it's going to go to us. And especially now that more things are wireless, you know, things could lose connection to the wireless, um, to the access point. So we're going to have to go there. Uh, But
Yeah,
also I deal with printers, so printer jam, they can't do nothing. We have to go unjam it or figure out what's going on with it.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Someone's asking, I guess someone's asking me and you, what advice would you give someone who already has an A plus?
It depends where are they in their career.
Yeah, depends what they want to do, right? Depends what they're trying to do.
Like how old are they? What are their goals? Like find out like what are they doing now really?
Yeah. We would have to know all that before we do anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone was asking a question, but I can't really answer that question unless you tell me what you're trying to do. So I can't really answer that question. I was gonna ask you, yeah, sorry, I'm just checking something.
No worries, bro.
What's the? I guess you're doing Network Plus. You want to do CCNA. You want to be a network admin. What's your? How long do you think that's gonna take you to be a network admin? How long do you think?
Well, I was promised 3 to 4 months.
You think 3 to 4 months, give or take?
Yeah. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm gonna do my best to make it possible.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then after that, is that what you want to do, like for a while, and you'll be a network admin, or you have other plans?
No, I always dreamed or always hoped of being the manager of an IT department. If I could manage a whole IT department, that would be one of my goals.
Got it. And
yeah.
Then I guess do you care like what company you work for, like for the industry, or do you want to work for a specific industry if you want to do network admin, like a hedge fund, or would you want to work for another hospital? Or?
Right. That's a good question, because hospitals have their benefits. They probably make a little, less than hedge funds, but you get a lot of PTO. So if you like time off, I think the hospital is a good place to work at. I mean, it does offer good work balance lifestyle, because you get the same amount of PTO as nurses do, and that can add up to like a month. Give me one sec. I turn on the lights on again.
Yeah, no worries. Lights are on. No worries. Yeah, lights are on from not moving, I think. It's okay.
It goes on a sensor.
Yeah, it has a sensor. Yeah, you're in the office. That's why. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so someone was asking, what is the most important skill to have in IT healthcare? What do you think?
Learn how to troubleshoot issues. I could be anywhere, really. I mean, if you want to get into healthcare, like the stuff, maybe get Epic certified, and become a master of that application. But like in general, IT support, I don't think it takes much.
For IT support, doesn't take much, but for a hospital, you may want to be good at troubleshooting, especially if you're doing desktop support. That's a higher level than Helpdesk. Helpdesk is not. These are two separate things. These are two separate things. So
yeah.
Let me see. Does anyone else have any questions? Let me know. I'm gonna see if anyone else has any questions.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for. Someone was asking how to deal with an angry customer. We answered that question already. See if anyone else has any questions for us. And I was going to ask you, do you have any questions for me while we're waiting?
I asked you a couple of questions. I asked you for career advice questions as well.
Do you want to ask me questions in the live chat, or you want to talk about it later on?
No, I mean, so I think I've asked you a lot of questions. I always have a hard. You know what? As a matter of fact, I do have a question. What do you say when they ask you if in an interview?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, you wanna ask them questions about their company. That's typically how you do that.
Okay.
So you sound like, what's a typical day for me in this job if I were to start Monday morning?
I got you.
Why do you like working here?
Uh-huh.
I have a question about, is there room for me to grow in this company? So can I study certifications? Will the company pay for that?
Gotcha.
I like to stay up to date with technology. Will the company pay for that? Questions like that. It will be like 2-3 questions, not like 100 questions.
Yeah. Because I was like, I don't know what to say really. Like, I don't want to ask too many questions, and I don't have too many questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone was asking a question about IT support. What's the difference between help desk and desktop support? Like, how's it different in your job actually? What are the key differences?
Oh well, one could be remote, and one has to be on site all the time.
So, like in your job, what's help desk and what's desktop support in your job? Like, what's the separation between two? Like, what does help desk? What can they not do that desktop support can do? If that makes sense in your job, like, it has to go to you. Like, how's that work?
I don't maybe they don't have access to Active Directory or stuff like maybe or maybe they're not as knowledgeable with repairing computers. But it definitely has to do with, help desk is there to answer the call, figure out what's going on. If they can't resolve the issue quickly, throw it off to the right department, make sure it gets, to the right department. So that help desk is the first line of defense to, to get the client the service they need as soon as possible, really.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then someone said, how does, I guess, IT support or your job, how does it affect the lives of patients?
Tremendously, especially during coronavirus when we were deploying iPads so that patients can communicate with their family members in their last days, really, of it. So I got a nominator or an award for that, for helping out a husband communicate with his wife, with his dying wife. The guy, it wasn't too tech savvy. Obviously, most older people aren't, and he had an older phone, and in the older phone, he only had, I think Google Video or something like that. I forgot the name of the software. I think it's Duo. I forget, but regardless, I tried to help him install one of the applications we had, but he couldn't figure it out. Even didn't matter how I walked him through it. So I just said, let me install it on my phone or on one of our iPads and just get it done, because who knows how long this lady has to live, really. So I got it to the nurse's hand in time. And they were able to communicate and, I guess, say their goodbyes, really. So one thing I like to do is think outside the box. Don't, sometimes you might have to break the rules, or don't, but do it at your discretion, really.
Yeah.
I'm that type of person who's willing to ask for. I'm the person to ask for forgiveness and ask for permission later.
Got it.
It's better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission and then not get the permission than doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then someone said, I think the app you're talking about was Dual, like the blue app, the blue Google app, right? That's the one? Yeah. There's two different ones. It's like Dual Mobile, like the green app, and then there's Dual, the blue app.
Yeah.
I was asking about it. Yeah, that makes sense for me. Yeah, sometimes it's a in a hospital, it's very fast paced. It's a risk you have to take, and when a client needs help with something, you have to help them, especially if someone's life in stake. Like, someone's life is on stake, you have to.
And if you want to be a good tech, if you really want to go push it to that next level and offer that white hand glove service, or that white glove service, is to go above and beyond. Even if it's their personal phone, some people are going to say, "Oh no, I can't touch that. It's your phone. It's your home phone."
It's people laptop. Do that.
No, try to help them, as much as possible with whatever, with anything. Just be good-hearted.
And what someone was asking, what tool do you deal with tickets? What tools do you use to deal with tickets?
Remedy. We use Remedy, but it doesn't matter. It could, you'll learn whatever ticketing system they have at the job you're working at. It's nothing, extraordinary that you have to worry and study about it. You're gonna pick it up in 1 day or 2 days.
How long did it take? how long did it take you to get up to speed with your job, with your current role? Someone was asking.
1 month. 1 month.
month?
Yeah, I think 1 month. Yeah.
And then someone says that you're doing desktop support, so you're probably dealing with workstations on wheels.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that right?
Yeah. So now a lot of them have thin clients, so they're easier to work on. When they're, with a desktop, you have to configure more stuff. With thin clients, it's very easy, make sure they're connected to the Wi-Fi. And most of these issues will get resolved if you reboot them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's one thing I'm conscious about is the future. Like I think most computers in the future are going to be thin clients, and you want to get positioned or yourself to be ready for the future. So I think that's why I want to study network administration or system engineering.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I want to be ready for that time when desktop's no longer a job anymore. Really, I think we'll get there. We're going to hard drives don't crash as often because they're running on solid state drives.
Mm-hmm.
So start off there, but as soon as you get there, start figuring out how you're gonna move out of that position. Don't settle. I guess it depends on each person's ambition.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much to learn in IT.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like no end to it.
There's no end, and
no end to it.
It could drive you crazy. But I think focus on one thing and go for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. If someone was asking, okay, resume videos are great. Thank you, man. And someone was asking, how long should one stay in desktop support before moving over to network and cybersecurity? I think that depends on the person, but also I think if you're really aggressive, you could probably do that in a year and a half. So
yeah, or you can completely jump it. You don't have to do it. You can just go directly from help desk to cybersecurity. You
could do that. Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah.
That's not impossible. That's possible.
Or you can start off doing network security from the get-go, really.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't have to, but I think as a first job, yeah, it would be good to do a help desk, maybe desktop support to just understand how everything works in a virtual, in a corporate environment.
Mm-hmm.
And then boom. But don't think that, oh yeah, I start help desk, I taught desktop, you move on slowly. No.
You can't do. You don't have to. You shouldn't be doing that.
I thought that was the right way, and I'm still doing the same job for 4 or 5 years.
Don't do that. So the way it's done is you do help desk, and then you do whatever you want to do. So it could be network admin, it could be sysadmin,
yeah,
it could be DevOps, it could be cybersecurity. But you have to get certified for those things. You have to know how. You have to learn those things. Then you could go ahead and move over to those things. So I seen people do desktop support. Or I seen people do tier 2 service desk, and then they move over to sysadmin. I seen someone not even do help desk at all, like literally no help desk at all, and they got their first job doing NOC, which is Network Operations Center, and that's like their level. So they're NOC. There's level 1, level 2, level 3 for NOC. They did NOC, and then they became a network admin. I seen people get help desk job, and then from help desk they jump into cybersecurity, being a SOC analyst. So it really depends how you play out your career path. There's different ways to do it. But typically I tell someone to start help desk. If you don't like help desk, then do service desk. It pays more and it's actually a lot better and you work more with vendors. So you can either do one or the other. And then after that, you go and move over to something else because someone was asking. So to answer their question, definitely if you're doing cloud, you need to get at least AWS or you need to get Azure, one or the other. If you know how to do one, you know how to do the other one. So that's just the way it is. So
I gotcha.
Let's see. Process of management. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I was gonna ask you a question. So this is actually a good question. Why are you doing CCNA and why are you not doing Jupiter?
Because
you know what that is?
It sounds familiar.
So there are Jupiter certifications for networking.
Oh, really? I would say it's because
it's not familiar. It's not like people are uncommonly the Jupiter certifications. People don't know about it, but
okay,
it's not as common. but I was just wondering.
I would say because in most big corporations, they have Cisco switches in their closet. You know,
Makes sense.
Right now where I work at, they have Cisco switches. So if I'm gonna get a job here or other corporations, it's like kind of like reassuring that you're gonna know what they have already.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good to know what's out there, and I'm open to it.
Mm-hmm.
But since Cisco is such a big name, it's like Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
I think Microsoft and Cisco really. So you can be like, oh yeah, I know Linux, but not too many corporations are running Linux. Like for example, we don't run Linux on any of our desktops here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to know it. Maybe you'll find a niche somewhere where they do run it, but where I work at, no.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions you want to ask me? Before we wrap it up, I guess we're done for today. No one's asking any more questions, but
yeah.
we could talk after this. Obviously, I don't know if anyone here in the community wants to ask a question. By the way, he's on Discord, so if you guys want to ask him a question, I think you're okay with people reaching you on
Sure.
Discord? He's on my Discord, so if you want to ask him a question, you can come on Discord and ask him a question. I'm not sure if anyone wants to ask him anything. We'll talk after this and just end the stream. I don't know if anyone wants to ask any more questions, but definitely if you want to ask him a question, go on Discord. You can ask him a question. We're actually going to talk about some other stuff, but if you want to ask him one more question before we wrap this up, let me know. I'm just going to leave the floor open for you guys. Let me know. I think you got a bunch of emails. I heard that notification tab like 100 times.
I'll have it set that if I get so here we work with Arrow Scouts too. So we put them on the WOWs, which we call them workstation on wheels.
Mm-hmm.
So if the nurses are having an issue with their computer or their WOW, they'll press the button and we'll go to where it's located. Sometimes it's precise where on the map where it's at, or sometimes it'll be like 2 departments away and you'll have to go searching for these. And the bad thing is that some of the nurses, they won't put a tag on it saying what the problem is. So you just got to go there and test out all the peripherals and make sure it's up and running, or you can log in. We use a badge scanner, which is nice, convenient. They'll log you in. You have to just put your password in one time and they'll remember it for like 8 hours. And they'll log you into Epic, which runs on Citrix. So that's one thing. Epic is running on Citrix here. And mostly you're going to get that in a lot of companies too, that they got their main application running on Citrix.
Yes, we do that.
Learn how to troubleshoot Citrix, which is really easy as well. I'm not sure if you have a video on it, but maybe we can make one.
Yeah, we'll make one.
It's not too hard, signing off, logging off, closing out
the app, force close apps. Yep.
Yeah. That's one question they asked me. I was looking at a job that they said 85 or 95% of their computers are thin clients. So if you know that, you can get like a $60,000 contract job with them. But for me, I'm like, it didn't make no sense because I get benefits here.
Yeah. So someone was asking, what certifications do you need to be in healthcare? And I think you said Epic was one of them, right? Is there any other ones?
You don't have in IT.
For healthcare.
For healthcare, yeah, that's the big one. If you really want to stay in healthcare and you want to grow in healthcare, that's the one to get. It's the Epic certification, which I really had no interest in it because if I change industries, it's not going to be any useful for me. And I want to stick with the infrastructure of the system really, and not really dedicate my time on one application.
Yeah, I totally get it. Some people get very specialized.
You can make good money.
No, you get money. Like for example, like very I'll give you a real example. Someone that makes a lot of money, They get certified for Salesforce. There's an app called Salesforce. So there's an add-in for it on Outlook, and there's an add-in for another application. So and Salesforce is actually a really good company to work for, by the way. It's like one of the top 5 companies you could work for. But it's a Salesforce-specific app. Just like Bloomberg. If you work for Bloomberg Technologies, they deal with terminals, they pay a lot of money. So if you get certified, if you get certified for that, then they're going to pay a lot of money. The companies do take care of you. Like Salesforce is one, Bloomberg is one that no one talks about. Some people working. I have friends that work in Bloomberg. Another one is you could work directly inside ServiceNow, doing stuff on ServiceNow, and they pay a lot of money for that too. Being a back-end help desk guy or a back-end developer of the ServiceNow system, of the ticketing system, they pay a lot of money for that too. So and you have a certification for ServiceNow too, by the way. So you can actually do that too. So that's just, it depends what you want to do. Do what makes you happy. So.
I mean, at college, I took programming courses to see, to see what I would like.
Mm-hmm.
I had to. It was part of the part of the curriculum, but I hated it. Oh my God! I don't know how some people can do it. I guess whatever you like. Like, I think maybe I would recommend anybody out of high school just stick with community college. They have a ton of IT courses there, that you could probably get a good job just from community college. You don't have to go to a 4-year bachelor's, get a 4-year degree like I did. Maybe that was a mistake. I could have saved some money that way.
Yeah.
Get certified at your community college and you'll make good money, in 2 years, really.
Yeah. Someone was asking, do you know what the cost is for the Epic certification, or you don't know?
No, I never looked into it. I'm sure they'll pay for it, but I know that sometimes they'll offer a position for it to work with Epic, and if you don't get past the certification, you'll get demoted back to whatever position you were. Or so, if you're gonna do it, make sure to pass it.
Yeah, I got it. Loyal follower, I answered that question. The difference between help desk and service desk is not the same thing. Service desk works for vendors. Help desk does not do that. They may be limited to what they could do. It depends what company you work for. Service desk does SSEM. They do imaging. They do software deployment. They work on projects. They work with vendors. They work more with infrastructure. They work with management. Help desk does not do that. They may be just touching Active Directory and changing passwords all day. So it depends where you work, because someone was asking me.
Yeah.
About that. But typically, service desk pays way more money. Like help desk here will pay. Like I'm in New York, right? We're both in New York, obviously. I think you didn't say where you were from, but you're from New York as well. So
yeah, I'm on the border.
Help desk pays somewhere. Depends where you live, obviously. So help desk pays in New York pays $18 an hour if you're doing help desk over here. But if you do a service desk position, does not pay that. It pays way more than that. So it really depends where you work. So it depends where you work. Depends on the industry, and depends where you live. So.
Yeah, it's incredible how much money you can make in New York City working for a hedge fund, really.
Yeah. So it depends really where you. It depends. And the tier that services is tier 2, by the way. You're working more with vendors, working more with your team. You're doing projects. Like projects would be like upgrading Windows operating systems. Probably a project would be like upgrading the encryption hard drive for your company. A project would be upgrading a certain application that the company is using to a new version, and then other things could be like that, or it could be like you're doing a project, like you're moving a whole company from an on-prem Office, Microsoft Office 365 to Office 365 and putting it on Azure Connect and all this other stuff. So that does happen, because you get involved in these projects. And you're actually setting up new hires. You're actually setting up new technologies and stuff like that. So that's what service desk does. That's the reason why I like that job, because you're doing way more than help desk. Help desk is you're limited to what you could do, and then you have to give the ticket to someone else. I don't like that. I don't like being stuck like that. So that's the reason why I do. My job is like that, but I do way more than that. So
that's good. That's very good.
Yeah. So I'm just answering his question.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys have any more questions for us, or because I want to let Edison go, because I know he's busy, and also I know I don't want to take up too much of his time because I know he's busy. He has his own schedule.
Yeah, I have to study.
Also he has to study, and he's having coffee like I'm having coffee,
Yeah.
trying to wake up, and also yeah. So that's what it is. So
And I want to thank Kevin because his videos motivate me. I've been in the industry for so long, 6-7 years, and to come across his videos, makes me want to be a better technician. And it kind of lit the fire in me into going for better positions, studying for certifications. So I want to thank Kevin for that.
thank you, man. Appreciate it. I tell people like come on Discord. I will help you on Discord. I'm not gonna ignore you. I'm very busy, but I will help you. Come on Discord. I'm the only. You can ask people in my Discord that I'm the only person that probably on YouTube that is active on my Discord. I'm not just gonna go on Discord and ignore you. I don't do that. So if you have a question, you could ask me on Discord. Come ask me because I created Discord for that purpose. So then people could go ahead and reach out to me and ask me a question if they're stuck on something or they need career advice and stuff like that. And I will literally sit here and actually yesterday, you could ask one of the people on Discord. I sat there till 3 a.m. helping someone deploy MDT, Microsoft Deployment Tool, and we got half of it to work. We didn't get the other half to work, so I have to follow up with someone on this thing that we're doing on Discord. So that's just one example. Like we do things like that on Discord that we don't do on YouTube. So if you want to be part of those things, then join Discord. And it's not. I don't charge anything. It's free. Like I don't understand. Like just like no, there's no cash or anything. I don't sell anything here. I just try to help people. So anyway, I'll let you guys go. As always, rate, give me a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. And I'll see if I get anyone else to come. Maybe I get someone from cybersecurity. Thank you, Edison, for being here. I greatly appreciate it. And we'll continue to talk. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you guys have a good day. Take care. Bye. Take care, guys. Peace.
Bye.
Here, guys. You want to say anything else for them before we go?
No. Thank you for having me.
Any advice you want to give them?
Keep moving. Don't stand still. Like don't settle for even whatever job you have now. Don't settle. Keep go online, go on YouTube, watch videos on what you're interested about, and if you like that, pursue it. Don't get stuck. I see a lot of people in all the jobs I've been to. People get stuck at the job they're at, and don't get stuck. Don't settle for less. There's good money to be made in IT.
Definitely. I definitely agree with you with that. All right, guys. You guys have a good day. You guys stay safe. And that's it. Have a good weekend. Take care. Bye, guys. Here, guys.